Bowhunt or Die is being brought to you by Mathews, Lost Camo, New Archery Products, Tinks, Lone Wolf Portable Tree Stands, Stealth Cam, Carbon Express, Hunter Safety System, Heartland Wildlife Institute, Moose Utility Division, Pine Ridge Archery, and the Can Cooker.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Bowhunt or Die. Quick announcement before we get started, there will not be a show next week.
That's right, Todd. We're actually taking a break for a week. We're heading up to the Wisconsin Dells to the 2013 Mathews Retailer Show, where we're actually going to get an exclusive first look at a lot of the new products that are coming out for next year. You know, anything that's Mathews licensed products or anything available in Lost Camo, we're going to be seeing next week.
So what you're going to want to do, if you tune in next week and you see there's not a show, don't worry, we've got plenty of buck action for you. We actually have 4 other bucks that have hit the ground, so we've got plenty of footage for the weeks to come.
All right, well, let's get started for this week's show. You know, Todd, we've got 2 really exciting bow hunts in Wisconsin, including yourself shooting another giant buck for the year.
Good year for me this year.
Yeah, definitely. And then we've also got Richie Music, who shoots a buck, and then we're going to jump back down here to Illinois and check in with Cody Altizer. So let's not waste any more time. Let's check out some of these hunts.
After I shot my first buck on October 15th, I knew I had a lot of time ahead of me. I still had the pre-rut, I still had the rut, and I had a good feeling that this could be the year that I could shoot another buck. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen in Illinois or Wisconsin, so I was trying to break up my time equally between the 2 states, and sure enough, it came together.
Okay, folks, it's a beautiful morning, November 4th. Bucks are on their feet, chasing does. I'm here in Wisconsin. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm out in the middle of a swamp. A lot of deer around, so let's see what happens. There's a couple better bucks. That one I'll shoot, guys. Unbelievable. I'm pretty sure that buck just crashed right over there, guys. That was a nice Wisconsin buck. Man, I've been waiting for years, 4 years to get a big shooter like that in here. Oh, unbelievable. I can't tell the quality of that footage, but I'm pretty sure he smoked him. I'm almost positive he only went about 80 yards. Man, those kill zones do the job. I'm hoping it does its job today. And more importantly than I did my job with a good shot. I was lined up good. I hit one little twig right here in front of me. I don't know if that caused a problem or not. Unfortunately, that was not Todd Graf's stellar video photography there. That buck busted me at the last minute, and I just could not move the camera down another inch. I tried. Believe me, I tried. He was slightly quartering away, and I think I made a great shot on that kill zone. Should have done the job. I got my brand new Mathews Creed for 2013. Made a great shot, 20 yards. There should be a good blood trail. It can just get very difficult finding these bucks in this big nasty swamp. I'll tell you what's even cooler about this story is this willow tree that I'm standing behind me. My dad planted these things about, I don't know, probably 25 years ago. I always wanted to be able to put a lone wolf in one of these babies and shoot a big buck out of it. And you know what? It took a few years, but it finally's paid off. You know, I put this stand in here about 8 years ago, and back then the tree was just not big enough, and you always would like fall, get in the tree, be moving around. But now it's finally big enough to where you can actually get in it and hunt. And sure enough, that big buck came right off to this point. It was awesome. What a great hunt now. Well, that's a good sign. A lot of good blood right there. Good blood in here. Real good blood. My friend Mitch here, good neighbor of mine, just came over and gave me a hand. We got a great start of a blood trail here. I mean, it looks like this kill zone did an awesome job. Right off the bat here, come on down here with me. See, wow, that's actually frozen. the blood's frozen right on top of the ice. We got hair. We got a lot of good blood here. Good blood. I mean, this is awesome. Guys, when you're a bow hunter, this is the kind of blood trail you want to have. Look at this, Mitch. This is good. No arrow yet, guys. Good blood. Man, I can see blood, literally, guys. I can see blood all the way up here. Can't tell if I got a pass through or not because it was laying in the water here. But one thing's for sure, we can still see blood. Blood here. Then we went this way. Oh my gosh, he's right here. Oh man. It's kickers, bud.
Oh God, the kickers.
Oh. Good buck. Nice shot, dude. Oh, it's kickers. He's a good buck. Yeah. I wasn't passing him up, that's for sure. Well, here he is, guys. We found him. This buck didn't go more than 75 yards. I mean, a blood trail the entire way. Exactly the kind of trail that you want to have, guys. Those NAP kill zones definitely put the hurt into these bucks for sure. But man, this is the buck that we called kickers. He had two awesome kickers here off his G2s. Just an absolutely nice buck. Man, good heavy horn, Wisconsin whitetail. He's wide, he's got mass, he's got kickers. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's all because of my pops here who got me started when I was 12 years old bow hunting. Actually, this is the swamp that he got me started in. And no, I haven't got a bigger buck than he has out of the swamp yet, but I definitely wasn't gonna let this nice buck walk by this morning. Actually, I shot him out of the willow tree that you planted. That thing was about that big when we planted
25 years ago.
25, how many, about 25 years ago?
Yep.
25 years ago we planted that willow tree and it paid off. Took 25 years to finally shoot a buck out of there, but we always said one of these days we're gonna be able to hunt out of that place and get a buck out of it. Sure enough, this morning he came right in, perfect 20-yard shot, and didn't go more than 100 yards.
Gosh, that was a great hunt. You know, I've been hunting hard in Wisconsin for the last 4 years, and I've thrown away a lot of tags, but that hunt was a special hunt. That's a swamp that I started hunting in when I was 12 years old. My dad planted that tree for me over 25 years ago, and I remember being significantly younger, my dad saying, one of these days you'll be able to put a bow stand out here where we always see these big bucks, and that hunt, it came true perfectly. I put the Mathews Creed to work, it did a great job, and I'll tell you what, I can't wait to go back to that stand next year.
As excited as I am for Todd, you know, having shot 2 great bucks this year, one thing I'm not looking forward to is having to hear about it until next season. Hopefully, cross my fingers, I can shoot a buck before the end of the year so I don't have to hear Todd tell me how he shot 2 bucks and I didn't shoot any. But congratulations to Todd, that was a great hunt. Now next up, we're gonna stick right in Wisconsin with none other than Richie Music.
It's November the 5th. We're in southwest Wisconsin. Tom and I left Illinois this morning at 2 o'clock. We just got up here just got set up. Tom's about 1,000 yards away from me, down on a hillside, and I'm up in the high ground here. We're hoping we can get it done. The rut is on. If you're watching Bowhunt or Die, this should get exciting here in a minute. We finally got light, so I'll tell you one thing. These squirrels are lucky. Like, we ain't squirrel hunting. There's millions of them. They're everywhere. About 8 o'clock, we're going to start doing some rattling. We'll see how the morning progresses. It's going to be a long day in the trees, so we'll see. Big horns. Rattling big deer. Well, I don't know what to say. He didn't run 20 yards. Died on film. Hey, it ain't the biggest buck in the world, but you know what? I rattled that buck in. He come in behind that doe. He offered me the perfect broadside shot at 34 yards. And I derailed him at Mathews Helium, pushing the Carbon Express. Whew. He's an 8-point. He's a small buck. But it's not always the size of the rack, guys. It's the experience of the hunt. And to me, this is a one-day hunt. I got 1 day to get it done. I spent a lot of money on a tag. And that right there is going to be some good meat in the freezer. I can assure you that. And to rattle one in, I beat them horns like they stole from me. You know what? I'm super pumped. I can't even believe this right now. I am done in Wisconsin. Yes. That right there. Moments like that. All right. Buck down in Wisconsin. I had to go get Tom out of his stand so we can get the deer out of the field. We got the gator. We're going to go recover the buck. Here we go. On the ride over here, I figured you'd fall for that.
I fell for it.
Hey, is it not the world's smallest 10-pointer? Look at that thing. He's a little one. 1 day to get it done, I'll take him. My first deer with the new Mathews Helium. Pretty excited. Had 1 day to come to Wisconsin. Tom and I left at 2 o'clock this morning. I hadn't seen a deer till 11:30, and as you see in the video, I beat the horns as hard as I could. Did a little grunting and snort wheezing. It wasn't 60 seconds. They come up over the hill. He ran that doe out in the field and presented me with a 34-yard broadside shot. Put a Carbon Express with a NAP kill zone right through the boiler room. He didn't make it 15 yards. Did a backflip down on film. I'm tickled pink. Anytime you can rattle a buck in successfully and harvest him, that's a feat in itself. So I was pretty excited to harvest this little guy. You can ride home in the truck with me, that's for sure. Bowhunt or Die, Wisconsin, November 5th, 2012, getting it done.
Getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning and racing to Wisconsin to get a one-day hunt in is something that I'm very familiar with, and I've been doing it my whole life. I appreciate when I see guys with that kind of enthusiasm. Richie and Tommy got up early, got in the car, raced to Wisconsin, and you know what? It's a lot of money. I mean, when you sit there and you do the math of how much the tags cost in Wisconsin, being an out-of-state resident, the gas, and you don't have a lot of time to hunt, and it seems like every year when the hunting season comes and it goes so quickly, I sure can appreciate the fact that when it comes to hunting, at the end of the day, you gotta shoot the deer that makes you happy. We say it here all the time. A lot of shows won't show deer of this caliber being shot, but at the end of the day, you know what? I can think of at least 10 or 15 deer that I shot that were that size when I was first getting into bow hunting, and the one thing's for certain, we always tell everybody, especially our teammates that are on the Bow Hunt or Die show, at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy. We don't have qualifications telling everyone you gotta shoot a big buck. At the end of the day, bow hunting is something special, and you gotta shoot what ends up making you happy at the end. Richie did a great job. He rattled in that buck. It came right in. He made a great shot and did a great job self-filming. Next up, we got Cody Altizer, who comes to our neck of the woods here in Illinois. Let's see how he does.
All right guys, it's about 4:15, October 24th, and we're loading up the car, getting ready to make a drive from my property here in Virginia out to West Central Illinois for a 3-day hunt this coming weekend. Should be a good time. Hopefully we'll get a nice buck on the ground. I haven't really been hunting a whole lot here in Virginia, just kind of picking and choosing. I've only been out a couple times. I was very, very fortunate to shoot a very old, mature doe back in early October off one of my food plots. It's a doe I had nicknamed Mama. She was actually estimated, her age was in her early teens. I sent her jawbone off to the Quality Deer Management Association and they guessed her to be in her early teens. So as it stands right now, I mean, my season's set to harvest an old deer like that. I had a lot of history with her. So we're going to load up my car, drive west for 12 hours and see what happens.
Well, everybody, it's the afternoon. October the 28th, it's about 3:30. This very well could be my last hunt here in West Central Illinois. Depending on how things go tonight, we may hunt tomorrow morning. We'll just have to wait and see, but we're back in the same stand we hunted last night. We actually got down out of the stand last night. The wind was terrible. It was blowing right to where this deer were going to access this alfalfa field right here behind me, but what do you know it? As I got down to the bottom of the tree about 5:30 with the camera, we saw a doe and her fawn about 30 yards in my shooting lane. So that was kind of unfortunate, but that's part of bow hunting, I guess. But we're back in the stand. We have what we think will be a lot better wind. It kind of sucks right now, but it should straighten out before the afternoon's over. But we're set up downwind of an alfalfa field that the deer are just tearing up in the afternoon. We got tons of good pictures of deer, bucks and does, and shooter bucks. So it's about 3:30. We're going to sit till dark, and we're just going to hope for the best. It should be a good afternoon. It's the first coyote I've ever killed with a bow. It's like the second coyote I've ever killed in my entire life. He's laying dead right there. There's another one running around out there. We've been watching several deer. There's a fawn out in the field. We were watching some does work their way. A 2-year-old 8-pointer. They're just staging back here, working away to this alfalfa. And all of a sudden, they just busted out here. I mean, we thought they might have winded us, but we weren't sure. Sure enough, we saw these two coyotes come to the east. One crossed the creek right here, right in front of me. He stopped behind some leaves and some thick brush. I made a shot at 20 yards. I made a great shot on him. Unfortunately, he actually ran into the bottom of the tree, and he's dead right there. So I don't know. We still have plenty of daylight left. Maybe we'll get a deer. That's actually what we're after.
Here is our arrow. Blew right through the poor thing. This is my lucky arrow. I shot a doe a couple weeks ago, my teenage doe, with the same arrow. So it's number one in the quiver for a reason. But all right, guys. Well, this so concludes my 2012 Illinois bow hunt. This is a real treat for me. I mean, I barely even see coyotes back home in Virginia. I mean, I might be lucky to see one every 3 or 4 years. We never get them on camera, never see them while hunting or anything. And to be able to shoot one with a bow is actually pretty special. It's a really cool treat for me. I know a lot of people don't like coyotes. I don't like them myself as a deer manager, but I don't know. It's a cool trophy nonetheless. I mean, they're pretty animals, and like I said, it's a cool trophy nonetheless, and a perfect ending to my 2012 Illinois bow hunt.
You know, I talked to Cody before he left Virginia to come here to Illinois, and I was pretty confident he was going to see some good deer up on their feet. Those last couple days of October are usually pretty good hunting here in Illinois. Now, unfortunately, he didn't have the best of luck on deer, but he did make a perfect shot on that coyote, which isn't easy to do because they're pretty small animals. So congratulations to Cody, that was a really great hunt. As usual, we want to take a couple seconds to thank the people who sent in their trophy photos for this week's show. Alec Orris, Clayton Martin, Michael Block, Stephen Cornett, and Travis Hinnenkamp. Congratulations, everybody. Those are some great trophies. Now remember, if you want to see yourself right here in an episode of Bow Hunt or Die, all you've got to do is click onto the homepage of bowhunting.com, click the Submit Your Trophy button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and you may see yourself right here in 2 weeks. Well, guys, that's all the hunting action we have for this week's show. Now remember, we're not going to have a show next week, but if you check back on bowhunting.com, we're actually going to be updating the blogs and the forums and a couple of other areas with some of the new products that we see at the 2013 Mathews Retailer Show.
That's right, Justin. Before we go any further, too, you know, we want to, here at bowhunting.com, reach out to a really special family. We lost a great little hunter this week here. His name was Drake Taylor. Not sure if you've had a chance to meet him at a hunting show that you may have went to, whether it be a consumer show or an industry show. But I'll tell you what, Drake Taylor brought smiles to a lot of people. He'll be somebody that I know that I'll never forget. And, you know, he made both Justin and I some special necklaces. We built their website for him. Take a look at their website. It's littleddesign.com. There was no better little fella than Drake.
No, everybody that met Drake loved Drake. You know, he was just a true pleasure to be around. So, you know, our thoughts and our prayers definitely go out to the Taylor family at this time. So, moving on from that, Todd, you know, we're getting into the late season here.
Yep.
The rut is finally starting to wind down, which means we're facing cold weather, food sources, and for those people who can manage to stick it out, potentially some pretty good hunting still.
Definitely. You know, a couple tips too. You know, we are still in a drought, at least here in northern Illinois. I'm going to tell you right now, water is still key. I mean, I was hunting last week and I had a little bit of water coming through a stream, and I'm telling you what, every deer that came by me hit that water.
Yeah, I mean, so water is definitely still going to be key,
Yep.
and like I said, food. Once these cold temperatures move in, you know, there's not a lot of food out there for the deer. The fields were taken in early. The deer have been feeding in them pretty heavily. I mean, if you've got food plots or winter wheat fields or anything that's green or standing cornfields, I mean, that is truly going to be the hot ticket for the late season. So make sure you stock up on hand warmers because it's going to be cold, but you could potentially have some really good hunting ahead of you. So that's it for this week's show. Make sure you check back in 2 weeks right here on Bow Hunt or Die for some more bow hunting action.
In the meantime, don't forget to check out facebook.com/bowhunting for daily updates, news, photos, and other exciting information. We want to hear your opinions and your stories, so join us now and like us on Facebook. Let's do that same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Welcome to another exciting episode of Bowhunter Day. day.
Yeah, Bowhunt a day.
Justin, next week there's gonna be no show. Thanks, Todd.